All right, welcome back. I am Brent Buchanan, and this is There Is Always a Song, and welcome to the show. I do want to make mention, I haven't done this before in the 20 some odd episodes, but I do want to mention the guy behind the camera. His name is Jeff, and I haven't thanked him since we started this show, so thank you, Jeff, for all that you do. My guest on this episode of There Is Always a Song is a gentleman that we haven't met before. This is the first time we're meeting, and Shane Douthwright from the Moncton area. How you making out?
Very good.
Good.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming all this way, all the way from Moncton to Fredericton. Now, we had a great summer, weather-wise. Lots of beautiful weather all summer long. We're recording this in September. How was your summer? Was it a busy summer musically?
Yeah, I had a great summer. Had lots of shows, some big shows and some small shows, and the weather was great.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was maybe too great.
It was hot. It was hot.
Yeah, for the being dry and all that kind of stuff. So.
Do you do a lot of solo gigs, or do you do mostly with the band?
No, I would say I do mostly solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of my shows are solo. And I look forward to being able to play either with a duo or trio. Mm-hmm. I have a trio show as well, and then I also have a full band show. So.
Yeah. Now you don't play here in Fredericton hardly at all.
Not much, not yet. Yeah.
Is it mainly the Moncton and surrounding area?
Moncton and a little north of Moncton, a little bit in Nova Scotia, a little bit in Prince Edward Island as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like Shediac, Moncton, like down towards Alma.
Right.
And then up in Rishabukto area and those places as well.
Yeah.
I play there quite a bit too.
Well, you should try to get here to Fredericton sometime, because it's a happening scene.
Yeah,
There's a lot
I hear great things.
Yeah, there's a lot of little small pubs and bars and places that microbreweries and all that sort of stuff.
I did play Nashwauk Music Fest this summer, so and that was a blast. So hopefully,
that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, hopefully that will lead to maybe a little bit more being able to play up here too. So
good. I did see you. I didn't meet you, but I seen you last year at the Cavendish Beach Music Festival. I think you were going one way, and I was going back, most likely going backstage to get something to eat.
Okay,
That's where I go and feed.
Yeah.
But it was just in passing. I didn't have a chance to say hello, but that was a good gig for you.
Yeah, that was a great gig. Cavendish Beach main stage. It was somewhat unexpected, I guess, and I had just released a couple songs. I was pretty proud of those songs, and so I guess. Yeah, it just was kind of right place at the right time, and the right people saw me play some shows, and it just led to that happening for me. So it was pretty cool.
There's a lot of people out there that I have talked to, and they know that I do a little bit of MC work over there, and they say, how do I get on the stage? How do I get on this? Like, there's 3 stages. There's the emerging artist stage, the colliding tide stage, and the main stage, and it is tough to get on. There's a lot of folks that are...
Yeah, and I wouldn't even, I'm so new to doing, I guess, popular music, country music. It hasn't been very many years for me. But like I say, I guess just the amount of gigs that I've been doing over the last couple of years, I was bound to maybe have the right, somebody see me do a show. So, and that's what happened in this case. So,
like you say, the right place, the right time.
Yeah, and it had been a couple times that they had seen me. So, and I believe it was solo that they had seen me.
Yeah.
But they liked it, so.
And they wanted the band.
Yeah, then they wanted me to send some stuff, so I sent some stuff with my band sound and some videos and stuff like that, and yeah, that's how that happened. Yeah. So.
Let's go back a little ways, back a few years to your bluegrass days. You started off in bluegrass. I love bluegrass. I've been to the Rogersville Bluegrass Festival a number of times. Yeah. Rhonda Vincent, who is a huge in the queen of bluegrass.
Yeah, and
really.
she plays there a lot too.
Every second year normally she's there.
Pretty much, yeah. She's there a lot. Yeah, and I've played that festival probably 15 times or something like that.
She's on the Opry one weekend, and then the next weekend you'll see her at the Rogersville Bluegrass Festival, which is really cool.
Yeah, so it's I started playing with my dad in a bluegrass band in 1993.
Right,
is when I think I joined the band with him, and we played together for up until basically partway through COVID, when things started to slow down.
Yeah.
I shifted gears a little bit and moved away from just playing bluegrass and started playing other styles of music. That it was funny because I think my voice always fit country, because I would tend to pick country songs and do them bluegrass style.
Right.
Especially the last few years I was doing bluegrass. I was doing more Merle Haggard and Johnny Paycheck songs in bluegrass style
Right.
than I was
That
doing
would be cool,
bluegrass.
though.
Oh yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah.
I kind of double time stuff and do things like that with it, which is fun. But so it was just a natural shift during COVID for me to kind of start exploring more country. But yeah, I think back and I played that's where I kind of learned to play, I guess, was playing
There's good
bluegrass
players in bluegrass.
Oh yeah, I was always surrounded by phenomenal players, and I think that helped me to develop my abilities and stuff like that too. And early on, before I even played bluegrass, I would have been playing. My dad was a fiddle player and a mandolin player, and just as a kid, I would play guitar and chord to my dad's song, my dad playing fiddle and things like that.
Yeah.
And that would train my ear because I would have to hear those changes and know what those changes were. My dad would. It was like I had training wheels on, I think, at the start, if you're comparing it to riding a bike, and my dad would, okay, going to G.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to C now, it's going to D, but eventually I'd take the training wheels off and I would hear those changes. And
That's awesome.
And then, so that was sort of and in that bluegrass band, we traveled all around. We toured and played out in Alberta and places like that, in Ontario.
What was the name of the band?
The first band was called Demoiselle Creek.
Because bluegrass players always come up with really great names for their bands.
Yeah, well, so the first one was where my dad grew up, and some of the band members in a place called Demoiselle Creek. So that was the first band for quite a few years. And then my dad and I switched gears, and we went to another band called Special Edition, and we traveled around and played it out west in Ontario and those places as well. And then we shifted gears again at a certain point, and my wife joined us. We needed a bass player, and she didn't play music, but I said, we need a bass player. This is how this song goes. This is how this song goes.
Stand-up bass.
Yeah, and she was very, she was willing to give it a shot, so she joined, and we then became the Douthwrights.
Okay.
Which was...
I've heard of that band before.
Okay, yeah. So, and we had traveled around and played lots of shows for many, many years. So we started in 2005 with my wife and my father and myself, and then we've bounced around a few different banjo players usually. So that went from 2005 until 2020, and then I also played in a band called Highway Train, creative name.
Yeah.
and so anyway, with Highway Train we traveled around and played a lot as well. And then the banjo player from that band moved to the Fredericton area, and he plays up here some as well. Kelvin DeLevy.
Oh,
so,
yes, yeah.
So that band kind of folded, and I started playing other styles of music. And now I venture out, still in bluegrass, but it's Shane Douthwright and the Virtuosos.
Okay.
When I go do bluegrass shows, which like this summer I played, a show in Ontario, or a festival in Ontario, and a couple on the East Coast as well. So.
What's the bluegrass scene like in Atlantic Canada? Is it still a happening scene? I haven't been to the Rogersville Festival for quite a while.
So the Rogersville Festival is off the charts still. It's still hopping. Yeah. It's great. I don't know if it ever died down. It's just always been big, and it still is. Some of the other festivals have died down back quite a few years ago now. You'd have a festival somewheres every weekend on the East Coast. So like either in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI, at least one festival for 12 straight weeks. I remember summers where I played, many festivals in one summer. Whereas now there's like a couple in PEI, a couple in Nova Scotia, and a couple in New Brunswick. So the bluegrass scene, like the amount of festivals have definitely been reduced. But sometimes it goes in waves, and people.
I've heard that they do these bluegrass festivals in colder climates in hotels, where you know how after the acts are all done on stage at a bluegrass festival, and then the music goes to the campsites. The jams.
Yeah.
They do that I've heard that they do these mini festivals in hotels where they get the okay, of course, from the hotels, and they have the main acts in the ballroom, and then people go back to the room, and then they start playing there.
Yeah, so they did do that in Prince Edward Island. The association in Prince Edward Island was putting on an event like that 2 winters ago, and it went well. I actually was booked to play there as well. It was a great festival, and a big hotel, you know, the atmosphere was amazing. Everybody jamming, and
Yeah.
then the big shows. They brought U.S. bands in, like Seldom Seen, which is a really big U.S. band.
Yeah.
Was there to you know, be the feature band.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it went really, really well. And I believe they're doing it again this winter.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
And now you're mainstream country, or you're venturing into the country genre?
Yeah, so I would say I'm venturing into it. I played quite a few shows, you know, and I'm recording in country music, and I'm writing what I feel is country music.
Yeah.
But I'm also still confused
All right.
on like where, you know, what my sound is and where I am. I do have the bluegrass influence. Some of my writing is I guess maybe a bit folk sounding, but I do have definitely the country. I think I have the country vibe and the country vocal.
Yeah.
More of a traditional sound, probably.
Right,
Something like, you know, the Randy Travis or the, you know, George Strait or those kinds of sounds, Alan Jackson.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I love that stuff. You know, Merle Haggard.
Yeah.
Like I love that kind of sound, and I think that's kind of the sound and the vibe that I have. But I'm still exploring, trying to figure it out all the time.
I think it'll just come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope
You know?
so.
Yeah. You do have like I read your bio, and you do some gigs on Carnival cruises.
Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carnival. Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
How do you get a gig like that, and how long is the gig, and do you enjoy? You must enjoy it.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. I cruised many times before I became an artist on a cruise ship, and my wife and I love cruising. We'd done probably a dozen cruises on a bunch of different lines for all those years, and at some point I think I kind of realized, like, I love cruises, but I really miss music.
Yeah.
When I would go on these cruises, and I would see some of the artists playing, and I'm like, that's kind of a cool gig. And there was at one point I was on an ed leave 3 years ago, an educational leave from teaching, and I was living in Mexico for 3 months with my wife and my kids. And there was a gentleman there who worked at one of the bars, and we became friends. He was a country singer, and he would get me to come up and sing some songs one night a week or whatever. And in talking to him, he said he enjoys doing that, but he used to work on cruise ships. So I kind of picked his brain a little bit about, like, how do you get started with that? So he gave me some pointers, and then lo and behold, I came home back to Canada, and it was May, and I had just finished my university courses. And so I had some time on my hands, and I happened to be scrolling on social media, and I saw job posting for country artist on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, and I saw the apply button.
Yeah.
So I pushed it, and they wanted some stuff, so I sent them some stuff, and they contacted me back and said that they'd be interested in making an offer. So they made an offer, and I did have
an offer you couldn't refuse.
Yeah. Well, who's now my agent for cruise ships contacted me, and he's like, I see you're interested in this. It's for the whole month of May, but I see you have 26 gigs booked on land in May. Like, or do you still want to do this?
Yeah.
And I was like, this looks like a lot of fun. So I contacted the venues, and all the venues were like, yeah, we understand.
Yeah.
So I went and I did it, and then so that was a month, and then I've done a few other ones at a month, a week. But this one that I have coming up, it's 11 weeks. So we leave next week, actually. And we're gone for 11 weeks, and we're playing a trio show, country show, and then we're home for Christmas for 4 or so weeks, and then we go back out on a different ship with Royal Caribbean for 17 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, mid-January until mid-May.
I want that gig. I want that.
It's definitely fun, but it is a lot of work too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
how many shows a day?
4 shows.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 4 45-minute shows a day, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 1 day off, and so it's a lot of singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it can become a lot, but I do like it, and I love the ships, and
that would be a great gig to have for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to make mention that you are a 2-time winner of the male vocalist at the Eastern Canadian Bluegrass Music Association.
Yeah.
Do you know Alan Jeffries?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched him grow up playing music.
I seen Alan last weekend at the Harvest Music Fest. He was doing sound.
Yeah.
but great singer too, and a great
Oh
bluegrass
yes,
guy.
yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's a legend in bluegrass. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm going to have him on the show sometime here soon.
yeah.
And you were nominated for Bluegrass Album of the Year back a while ago as well. Are there festivals that you're trying to get into for next summer already? Are you trying to
I
reach
haven't
out?
looked a lot at it yet. I definitely will be looking to get some festivals.
Yeah.
And the hard part is on the cruise ships, when I leave in a week from now, I have like 120 minutes a week
Oh, on the internet?
of internet.
Oh, really?
And it's kind of like dial-up.
Oh.
No, it's you can purchase other internet, and it's not too bad because like we'll be in ports and stuff
Yeah.
where we can buy some different types of internet. So, but it is a little more complicated to kind of stay in communication with all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do plan on trying to push hard to try to see if I can get some festivals lined up and things like that. So this was a good summer, and last summer was a great summer as well. So I do think I have. Well, I've got a couple that have told me that we can kind of plan for it for next year, but nothing's set in stone yet. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
You are a teacher
Yes,
by
I am.
trade
Yeah.
and a music teacher.
I have taught music. Yeah, I don't have a degree in music,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of by default, they had a guitar course at my high school, and many years ago, probably close to 20 years ago, I was approached to teach it, and I'm like, I don't know the theory,
Right.
and I said, but I love music, and I'm willing to start working away at learning it. So I did, and I worked really hard that summer, and I went in my first year. I was probably not the greatest music teacher that first year. Maybe I was, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I worked away at it, and I developed our guitar course.
Mm-hmm.
It became very popular, so
Right.
there was multiple sections of it every semester, and kids really wanted to be in that class. And I focused a lot on the skills you really need in order to be able to play the guitar and sing
Right.
as well,
Yeah.
and even write and compose music and stuff like that. So we had a lot of fun. It was a good course, and I taught it for many years. But I've taught 31 roughly, I think, courses at my school. So
Do you see any former students out there still playing?
yeah, oh yeah, I do. Yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're
awesome.
taking all my gigs.
Yeah, get them to join the band.
Yeah, no, I do see some former
That's
students.
awesome.
Yeah,
Must
so.
make you feel good inside.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and sometimes the former students are showing up to my shows and stuff, and that feels
That's
good
cool.
too. So
I have a 14-year-old son, and he's first year of high school, and he's a bass player. He's learning to play bass
okay.
and loves it, but he's into the heavy metal stuff.
Yeah,
And
oh, that's great.
he's downstairs in the basement just chugging away
Yeah.
and just playing, and
How's-
which is great.
How was he learning? Just
He had he was taking lessons after school,
okay.
half-hour lessons once a week,
Yeah.
and now he's in band. He's in band at school.
Wow.
And he's hoping to find a couple of people in band that would
Yeah.
like to start a band. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah.
he's and he's
So I don't know much about heavy metal, but I think that it's the bass part's a little more complex.
it's a little bit more complex, and it's
Yeah.
heavy bass, and
Yeah.
he's just down there clugging away.
yeah.
But,
That's
it's
exciting. You must be excited.
I am excited.
Yeah.
I am excited because he's got a passion for it.
Yep.
And he loves it. And we
Yeah.
went up to see System of a Down in Toronto last week or 2 weeks
know
ago.
the name, don't know their stuff. but
Yeah, I don't know their stuff either, but it was an interesting show.
Okay.
For a country boy like me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But he loved it. So
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's awesome.
you're going to do a song on the show that we call "There's Always a Song," and tell us a little bit about this song. This is an original song.
Yeah. It's a song called "The Hills of Albert Mines," and it is one that is released. It is one that's out and streaming on all platforms. It's one that I wrote a long time ago, probably 25 years ago,
Right.
something like that. And I recorded it back probably a little over 20 years ago on an old CD
Okay.
that we put out, the Douthwright band put out. And the song, the first time I wrote it is a little different than this time that I wrote it.
You're getting bits and pieces of information that you're thinking, oh, I got to rewrite the song again.
Right. So
Because it's a true story.
it is a true story. There was a man from our city, from Moncton, in 1970, I believe it was, that made the front page news that says man pleads guilty
Right.
after 1 hour and 40-minute police chase. And my mom and dad kept that newspaper clipping stuffed somewhere in the back of a photo album where
Right.
no one would ever find it
Right.
in an envelope. But I used to find it as a kid and open it and, wonder what that's about. But I never really read it.
Right.
But as I got a little bit older, you know, maybe 10 or 11 or 12, I decided to read it. In the first line, Dennis Douthwright pleads guilty in court.
Any relation?
And I was like, I know why my mom and dad kept this newspaper clipping. This guy has the exact same name as my dad.
Right, yes.
Because there's no way it could have been my dad. My dad has never sped before. Or I've never seen him speed.
Right.
So I think he learned his lesson. But yeah, I recorded that, and well, I had a lot of fun on stage poking fun at my dad for 20 years playing that song. And then when I started doing country music back a couple years ago, probably 3 years ago now, I decided last year, just before last year, that I wanted to redo Hills of Albert Mines Outlaw Country because it's a perfect outlaw country theme.
Exactly.
So so I went in the studio and I recorded the song, and thought I was done, and I surprised my dad, and we were out having supper, and I told him I just redid Hills of Albert Mines Outlaw Country.
Yeah.
And finally, at his age now, I think he's finally able to say, okay, I'm going to open up a little bit. So he starts telling me a little bit more about that day, because the first time I wrote it, he would tell me nothing.
Right.
So I was using the newspaper and my dad's friends for all the content to write that song. But he decided to tell me more, like, for example, how he got caught.
Right.
Which was not in the song. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That has to be in the song.
Yes.
So so I put the brakes on. I went back in the studio. I wrote another verse. And now the last verse that you'll hear today, we'll have that last verse of how he gets caught.
Okay.
So yeah, and then I released it on my dad's birthday last year.
Sort of like a Copperhead Road type song, maybe, or maybe the theme of the Dukes of Hazzard, maybe, or something.
It's funny you say that. do you know?
No.
Okay, it's funny you say that, because the first time I wrote this song, I was thinking, like, okay, we got an album coming out, I want to write another song. So my thought was, what do I write about? And I'm like, I kind of want like a fast picking sort of banjo-y type song. I'm like, And then I'm like, wait a sec. All the chases in the Dukes of Hazzard.
They always have a pile of sand right there in the general
and
lead.
you hear the diddling ding diddling ding diddling ding and then, you know, but so that was sort of the idea behind it. It was based on the Dukes of Hazzard.
Okay.
And then I thought, well, wait a second, I know a guy that was in a real life car chase. So that's how that all evolved, I guess, and happened.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to come back, and Shane Douthwright and the Hills of Albert Mines coming up next. All right, we are back. Thank you so kindly for tuning in to There's Always a Song. My name is Brent Buchanan, and we do have a song for you, and it's a good one. Shane Douthwright is with us, and the song is called The Hills of Albert Mines.
I can't recall how we got started. Must have been driving too fast. The red and blue lights started flashing. All I could do was push my foot down on the gas. Up ahead, I see more coming. I can't afford to pay the fine. I'll hit the back roads of Elbert County and leave these flashing lights behind. I thought that I could outrun them like I'd done so many times, but I was wrong and they caught up somewhere in the hills of Albert Mines. As they closed in, they were having trouble. 6 cop cars were in flight. One took the ditch and one rolled over, and there was hell to pay that night. I thought that I could outrun them like I'd done so many times, but I was wrong and they caught up somewhere in the hills of Albert Mines. In the very end, when this chase was over, they had caught me at last. The only way they managed to do this was because my car ran out of gas. I thought that I could outrun them like I'd done so many times, but I was wrong and they caught up somewhere in the hills of Albert Mines, somewhere in the hills of Albert Mines, somewhere in the hills of Albert Mines.
All right, Shane Douthwright and the Hills of Albert Mines here on There's Always a Song. My name is Brent Buchanan. Thank you, Shane, for coming all this way to be with us. And if you have your own original material and you would like to be featured on There's Always a Song, reach out. We could make it happen. I'm Brent Buchanan. Until next time.